So, like most of the planet right now, I've been watching the Johnny Depp trial, and there's something he said on the stand that stood out to me. He talked about how he built the character of Jack Sparrow, who is one of my favorite movie characters of all time. It was kind of heartbreaking to hear him discuss a character he created and put so much of himself into, for him to find out in an article that Disney had dropped him from the franchise. But one thing he said kind of stuck out to me regarding what his plans for the character was.
Mr. Depp, what was your intention with respect to future Pirates movies?
My feeling was that these characters should be able to have their proper goodbye, as it were. A franchise can only last for so long. There's a way to end a franchise like that, and I thought that the characters deserved to have their way out, to end the franchise on a very good note.
Which is a pretty hard statement to hear, seeing as this will never ever happen even if all burnt bridges were restored after this trial. But something I have to say in terms of a proper goodbye for Jack Sparrow is he doesn't really need one, because he's already had one, and here's why. Before I get into where and when was Jack's proper goodbye, I gotta do some damage control. It ain't in 4, and it definitely ain't in 5, so I have to establish my biases early on in the video as to how I view the franchise. So, Pirates of the Caribbean 1 to 3, an absolutely perfect trilogy IMO. And I know some people hate 2 and 3 and proclaim the first one's the only good one. I get it, first one is the best, but it's a perfect trilogy, and if you disagree then it sucks to be you. The boat flipping scene in At World's End is friggin' fun. But 4 and 5 on the other hand. The main reason I claim this is a perfect trilogy is because everything that's established in the first movie is all paid off by the end of the third movie. And the way I see it, Pirates 1 sets the stage, and 2 and 3 are a massive 2-part story. And the way At World's End ends is the perfect wrap-up for the character trifecta: Will Turner, Elizabeth Swann, and Jack Sparrow. All their stories essentially end the way they were destined to. So Will Turner in the first movie.
My name's Elizabeth Swann.
Will Turner.
You're a pirate.
Hidden from his pirate origins his whole life, tries to be a Boy Scout and hates the idea of pirates.
And I practice with them 3 hours a day.
You need to find yourself a girl, mate.
I practice 3 hours a day so that when I meet a pirate, I can kill it.
So, his character arc is, yes, he does end up in the pirate life, but he's charged with a noble cause, taking over the corrupted duty of Davy Jones and guiding souls to the other side.
This ship has a purpose again, and where we are bound, she cannot come. One day ashore, 10 years at sea.
Elizabeth Swann also has a complete arc set up in her introduction, establishes a fascination with pirates.
Quiet, Missy. Cursed pirates sail these waters. She was singing about pirates. Bad luck to be singing about pirates with us mired in this unnatural fog.
I think it'd be rather exciting to meet a pirate. Actually, I find it all fascinating.
Yes, that's what concerns me.
Yet her entire surroundings encourage the absolute opposite lifestyle for her. She's the governor's daughter. She must be prim and proper.
I'm told it's the latest fashion in London.
Well, women in London must have learnt not to breathe.
She must marry someone official like Commodore Norrington. Be a lady.
Captain Norrington's promotion ceremony.
I knew it.
Commodore Norrington. Fine gentleman, don't you think? He fancies you.
And despite all that, she still continued her fascination with pirates, even down to their laws.
Parley! I invoke the right of parley. According to the code of the Brethren set down by the pirates Morgan and Bartholomew, you have to take me to your captain. If an adversary demands parley, you can do them no harm until the parley is complete.
She's invoked the right of parley with Captain Barbosa.
You speak when spoken to.
And he'll not lay a hand on those under the protection of parley.
And so, what's her completed character arc? Oh, not only does she not become a lady, she becomes king of the pirates.
What say you, Captain Swan, king of the Brethren Court?
Prepare every vessel that floats. At dawn, we're at war.
And yet the destiny of both Will and Liz were to be tragic lovers. Fates were entwined as children, always had feelings for each other, never quite got to be together, finally married, and destined to still never be together, except for one day ashore every 10 years. This very arc is the glue that keeps the first 3 movies together. Jack's arc, on the other hand, well, Jack has a heart of gold, as well as selfish desires, both of which is the drive of adventure for the glue. Everything Jack wants, he can't get because ultimately he has to sacrifice selfish desire for the greater good. Jack wanted to get the Black Pearl back. Jack wanted to reverse his deal with Davy Jones, which led to wanting to take Davy Jones's immortality. And how Jack's arc ends is exactly how he starts, but more on that later. Now to get into why 4 and 5 can't be proper goodbyes. So, these movies suck. I know they have their fans, but ugh. With the other two very important leads not returning, and it's just the Jack Sparrow show, playing with new characters per film, done. Jack cannot be the main character of a movie. As mentioned before, he's kind of an arc-less character. He's just an element you throw at the plot to make it fluctuate for the sake of adventure, but he can't hold a movie on his own. That's why you can't make Homer Simpson the movie. They work best when they're bouncing around stronger and more serious characters. And like at the end of the third movie, when he sees the Fountain of Youth on the map, I thought that was a joke. Oh, classic Jack Sparrow will forever be chasing immortality. But I never expected the Fountain of Youth to be an actual plot device. And a plot device that had to come with so many dumb rules.
The fountain. There'll be items required for the profane ritual. 2 chalices.
On the map there was a chalice.
2 silver from the Ponce de Leon ship. You'll need both.
For
the ritual. Don't be a fool, Jackie.
Also, Barbossa jumping ship into working for England. That sucks. That's not that character. He would die before leaving the pirate life. Also, Blackbeard. Man, after Davy Jones, you got some pretty big bootstraps to fill. And if you go from Octopus Man with gross nautical goons to he can control ropes, and the link between him being a villain but not really was so wishy-washy. And Jack just felt like he had nothing to do but be in the way.
Captain, I wish to report a mutiny. I can name fingers and point names.
Like to be involved in the pirate war to just being nothing. So yeah, no chance for a proper goodbye there.
And who's to say I won't live forever, eh? Discoverer of the Fountain of Youth. I have no say in it, Gibbs. It's a pirate's life for me. Savvy?
Then you get to the 5th movie, and this is where it's completely done. It may be the most expensive direct-to-DVD plot I've ever seen. Bring back the classic leads from the trilogy as some vague connection of importance, and the whole movie is just Jack hanging out with the kids of the legacy characters, like Barbossa's daughter. Once again, stop adding nonsense to Barbossa's character, and the child of Will and Elizabeth, and they have to find the most uninspired MacGuffin. We must find the trident of Poseidon, because breaking it releases all the curses in the sea. It's something nautical, it's something mystical, and we slapped it together as an excuse to free Will from the Davy Jones duty. But he won't be involved in the story himself, just his kid. It's like Species 3. See? We got Natasha Henstridge in the intro. It counts! Starship Troopers 2, Rico came back in the 3rd one. 3rd movie counts. Cherry on top, they give an origin to Jack Sparrow's clothing. Finding out how an established character got a piece of clothing is the worst. Remember Solo? And just to add to the useless villain post Davy Jones problem, there's a ghost guy who wants to kill Jack, but can't do so until Jack gives his compass away.
Jack Sparrow has given away the compass.
How do you even write this stuff?
This compass points towards what you want most. Never betray it.
The compass you barter from me, it cannot lead you to this?
Maybe.
Turns out there was a curse on the compass that keeps this ghost guy at bay. And Jack was so desperate that he gave it away for rum.
May I please have a drink, please?
Show me your silver.
Silver? I better trade.
Because the compass never sent him where he truly wanted to go, despite Jack giving that compass away multiple times in the trilogy.
This compass does not point north.
Where does it point?
It points to the thing you want most in this world. Oh. What's this for? Think like me, and it'll come to you. What is it you want most?
I've got this wonderful compass, which points to whatever I want. So for what do I need you?
Where was Ghost Boy then? It's kind of like how with the Brethren court trial, when you watch Calypso in court and she's telling the pirate jury about these horrific stories of hentai abuse that Davy Jones allegedly did to her, doesn't add up when you hear this private recording from the Black Pearl.
10 years I devoted to the duty you charged
finally, when we could be together again, you weren't there.
Is my nature. Would you love me if I was anything but what I am?
I do not love you.
Also, Pirates 5 can't be the proper ending for Jack Sparrow because it tried its hardest to write in an uninspired sequel setup. They broke the trident so Will can return to shore. He's with Elizabeth finally, and then the shadow of Davy Jones is seen with tentacles. Oh no, how will they beat him this time despite all curses being broken? And Davy Jones is actually dead. Like, being dead isn't a curse.
What be our hidden cap? We shall follow the stars, Master Gibbs. Aye, Captain. I have a rendezvous beyond my beloved horizon.
And speaking of direct-to-DVD, the geniuses over at Disney are currently developing a female reboot of Pirates of the Caribbean, starring Margot Robbie. And you know what? I'm all for it. Go on, Disney. Go on. Do it. Do it, Disney. Go on. Everyone loves gender swap reboots. Just a gold mine of money. Go on. I dare ya. Everyone loves Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn because all she plays. Live action Barbie. Do it. Lady Pirates of the Caribbean. What a great idea. Especially how after the Brethren court trial went and everyone loves Jack Sparrow again. Do it. A female reboot of Pirates. But not that Pirates. Do it. Do it. It will make $2 billion hands down. It will definitely not
shit the bed.
There'll be no living with her after this.
So, why the ending of At World's End is the perfect goodbye for Jack Sparrow is because Jack ended up exactly where he belongs. Not finally sailing off into the sunset as Captain of the Black Pearl, but in a rickety dinghy with a bottle of rum and sailing off to find immortality. And why Jack Sparrow doesn't deserve the Black Pearl? Because he's actually a terrible captain.
Do we have a heading?
Ha! A heading. Set sail in a that way direction. Come on, snap to and make sail. You know how this works. Come on. Technically, I was only captain for 2 years. Then I was viciously mutinied upon.
Then you were a poor captain, but a captain nonetheless.
Captain gives orders on the ship.
The captain of the ship is given orders.
My ship makes me captain.
They be my charts.
That makes you Shardman.
And Barbossa kinda does deserve the pearl because he's a real captain.
Windward brace and
Strike windward brace and sheet.
All the pennant line.
But why Jack not being in a favorable situation is a good ending over something he actually wants, like sitting on a throne of gold in the captain quarters of the ship he loves, is kinda because Jack Sparrow is a massive piece of shit. He's inspiring and heroic to us as the audience.
You're mad.
Thank goodness for that, because if I wasn't, this would probably never work. And that was without even a single drop of rum.
But as a person, despite leaning more towards being a good guy,
move away. No, please move. This shot is not meant for you.
Holds nothing to how he mostly, if not always, makes sure that he always comes out on top.
Everything you said to me, every word was a lie.
Pretty much.
He will leave every single villain he comes across cursing his name after doing something selfish. Even in his death, he has to one-up Davy Jones.
Turns out not even Jack Sparrow can best the devil.
Open the chest, I need to see it! Damn you, Jack Sparrow!
And like I said, Barbossa is a better captain to command the Black Pearl, but even in him betraying Jack, he still has to have something that wins over Barbossa.
Sparrow.
Also, let's not forget for 1 second that Calypso promised Davy Jones 1 day of banging once every 10 years, and then dogged him after the first decade.
Not a person, a heathen god, one who delights in cursing men with their wildest dreams and then revealing them to be hollow and naught but ash.
So he's essentially been a blue-balled Captain Lovecraft for whoever knows how long, spreading his incel rage across the ocean because a bitch broke his heart, forcing him to lock it away.
She pretended to love me. She betrayed me.
Yet, Calypso has banged Jack Sparrow.
We've come for help and we're not leaving without it. I thought I knew you. As for you...
Don't tell me you didn't enjoy it. at the dam.
Fair enough, all right, you're in.
Like, my god, imagine if Davy Jones ever found that out.
Sparrow.
Imagine Davy Jones seeing the footage of Calypso sneaking Jack into the locker while he's out in other worlds ferrying souls.
Damn you, Jack Sparrow!
So I guess by this point, the only way to give Jack Sparrow a proper goodbye that would tickle my interest would be to fully go down the Logan route. Old Man Jack. Make it the goodbye film rather than another poorly scripted, pointless adventure after the biggest adventure, and then be like, oh, and Jack died. Or, oh, Jack looks at camera and says goodbye. But like this whole video has said, don't need it. We already got it. Jack by himself in a terrible rickety dinghy in an unfavorable predicament that he got himself into, and he'll get himself out of while chasing immortality, possibly drunk. It's how we met him in the first movie, and it's the best way to say goodbye to him.
And really bad eggs. The devils and black sheep. Really bad eggs. Drink up me hearty yo-ho. Drink up me hearty yo-ho.